Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today we're talking about football and flood insurance. What do these two things have in common? You know, we're right around that Thanksgiving time, so it's a common time for football. But what we want to talk about today are two things that football and flood insurance have in common. What we're talking about is coverage and zones. You know, in football you have like the red zone, which is a 20-yard line within. You might have different zones when it comes to a defense. And then you've got coverages, which are really important. Just like on a defensive football, if a coverage is broken, someone scores a touchdown, you can lose everything. It's the same thing when it comes to flood insurance. If you live in even a high-risk flood zone, a low-risk flood zone, if you don't have the right coverage in place, then you could lose everything as well. Or if you're in a high-risk flood zone, a low-risk zone, it doesn't matter what zone you're in, if you don't have the right coverage, it could cost you everything, just like that football game. So that's what we want to talk about today, is the importance of having this coverage in place in these different flood zones. Whether we're talking about flood zone X, flood zone A, flood zone AE, high risk, low risk, moderate risk. Having that coverage in place, it gives you the replacement cost. You know, maybe the temporary living expenses. So you have a place to temporarily live if your house floods in one of these areas. So when it comes to football or flood insurance, make sure to have these coverages in place. Make sure that you're in the right flood zone, because that can have a big impact on your flood insurance premiums as well. Just this week, actually yesterday, we discovered that a customer had been in the wrong flood zone for 7 years, that their policy was written incorrectly with the National Flood Insurance Program, and now their flood insurance was going from $400 a year to $4,000 a year. So these are all important things to make sure these things are taken care of. That's why you should work, with someone who specializes in these things when it comes to flood insurance and mitigation and understanding the National Flood Insurance Program, understanding private flood insurance. So if you've got questions about these things, make sure to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. Remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand flood risks like this right here, your flood insurance, and mitigating your property long term. Thank you.